relationships. You know, I'm watching, um, this one is about divorce court. And it's all wrapped up, in one, relationships. And so one was about, he said that he had, you know, to look good, impress others, or something he was trying to say about because he's a pastor. And yes, he's in divorce court. So he was talking about how he do marriage counseling and everything, and I had to keep listening to the story over and over because I was confused because he's saying all these things that he's doing, the conferences, and he said he has to, look a certain way. Everything's falling over. Okay. But he's in divorce court. So relationships, like I was saying before, it is imperative to know that it is a spiritual connection. And, the husband and wife, they're getting a divorce on divorce court. He's a pastor. And I'm thinking he's missing the boat because he was saying he's got to look a certain way and he's got to have, a suit, different suits, because he also has, where the online ministry. And he forgot about his marriage and the love, connection that he's supposed to be having with his wife and children. So people do that. They do that a lot. They're married and they're expending all of their energy to others instead of their, wife and family. And he was going on, and to me, he's missing the boat. It's like, okay, you're doing marriage counseling, conferences, online ministry. He was saying all these wonderful missionary work and things he was doing, but left his family out. Completely forgot about them. And he's a marriage counselor. The whole thing was absurdity at its finest. I don't know what Bible he's reading, but all of that energy that he's giving to everyone else, he should hone it in and be giving it, to his family, to his wife, and, making them happy. I don't know, I could be wrong, y'all, I don't know. But to me, his story made absolutely no sense. Maybe you could put down there in the comments and tell me what you think. Because he was talking about all these great things that he's doing, but yet he's getting divorced, and he's a marriage counselor. And so I was wondering, is he hearing himself talk? Is he hearing? Yeah, so look, I want to show you this book because the point of this message, Earth Angels, is that marriage is a spiritual connection, a God connection. It's not just about what that person can do for you. So, look at this book by Gary Thomas. sacred marriage. And I just love this book because he's saying how this is what God intended, the family, the faith, the sacrament, God's whole complete, completion, man and woman. And if you look in the world, as you can see, when, the divorce rate is higher than the marriage rate, then you can see all of the violence, all of the social ills, and total incomplete understanding of one another. It's all about me, 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 me. When I talk to people, they have completely lost the human connection because they're talking about all, of the problems that's going on, and everyone has completely forgot about the God connection, the spiritual connection. And I'm going to read a few passages in this amazing book. Okay, here. This is what I want to tell you. Okay, that's interesting. Let me go to another piece. All right, so is there one thing that you can hear and what entails what is a good marriage to you? It is the definitive demonstration of whether we are living for God's kingdom and service or for our own comfort and reputation. People marry for status, in the world, and they should change it to say God's status. We're marrying for God's kingdom, God's status, because, doing it the way of the world, your marriage isn't going to last anyway, because they're coming up with all kind of new age, for lack of a better, word, madness of relationships, the polygamy, well, that's been forever though, but, swingers, and it's just all kinds of stuff that they have come up with that has nothing to do with a beautiful marriage. And so, marriage is hard work. Anything worth having is hard work. And so, he's just reiterating that here. And so in our struggles in lights of what they provide for us spiritually rather than in the light of what they take from us emotionally, working through disagreements in a marriage, compromising. There are a million things I'd rather do than put in time and effort to leap over a relational hurdle. If I'm in my marriage for emotional stability, I probably won't last long. Yeah. So, if you're in your marriage for emotional stability, then it's not going to last long, because you're going to have to get what you're looking for from within. That's that, not just in a marriage, union, but in a friendship, or brothers and sisters, cousins. Somebody else cannot give you what should already be within you, in your heart. Okay? Love, bravery, power, courage, joy, happiness. So, If I'm in my marriage for emotional stability, I probably won't last long. But if I think I can reap spiritual benefits, I'll have plenty of reasons to not just be married, but act married. Yeah, to be, to do, and to have, and be married in this union, this divine love, this divinity, and it's not going to last forever. My mom and dad was married 30 years, 13 beautiful children, you know, the, the great grandchildren, over 20. And then as far as the great greats, I don't even know that number, because, my nieces and nephews, a lot of them, have children. So, yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Because you're still building grandpa's legacy. You're going on, and that's what he wanted us to do. So, um, the challenges in a marriage is, disillusioning experience for many people because they think it's going to be just peachy keen. Life is a bowl of cherries. I'm married now. We're not going to have any problems. It's just going to be, ice skating. But it's a lot of problems, anything could go wrong, and that's what builds the marriage and help people to stay together and build a stronger relationship is if they can get over this hurdle. If just one small thing gets them, one small, you know, thing happens, an event or something, and then everybody just falls apart and everything, no, you know. So, a good marriage is not something you find, it's something you work for. I love that. He said that on page 133 on the right hand side at the bottom there. And so, yeah, anything worth having is going to be a fight. It doesn't matter. A family, your career, whatever it is. You could have 2 or 3, 4 more different careers and things that God, have for you to take on, to do, And so, the reasons is to be found in the passivity of their faith. See, there you go. A marriage is faith. Absolutely. It's a sacrament. It's fidelity. It's love. The whole family, the whole thing, the children, the kid and caboodle, So, people dislike the fact that the blessings of God may only be found and enjoyed when they are persistently sought. Matthew 7:7 and Luke 11:9. Persistence, absolutely. God's blessings, you must persist and get them. And so marriage is therefore both a gift and a task to be accomplished. And people sit up there and throw in the towel and forget the reason why, that they came together in love and invited everybody to the wedding, and then a month later they just want to throw everything out, the baby with the bathwater, because they thought that, it was going to be this, and it's not. So you have to trust God, and consult God, in that relationship, just, not just with marriage, your sacred marriage, the relationship with your family, your children, co-workers, your boss, your business, So that's what happens, if you didn't consult God in your endeavors. That's how you can trip up and make things worse. All right, so don't run from the struggles of marriage. Embrace them and grow in them and draw nearer to God. Through them, See, that's what we're talking about. Through those hurdles, and you succeed and have a solution, you're going to be stronger. Will reflect on the Spirit of Jesus Christ in you. And that was what it was all about. Adam and Eve, the relationship with God in the garden. And thank God that He has placed you in a situation where your spirit can be perfected. And so, yes, this is what I wanted to share with you about a beautiful relationship, a sacred marriage, that it's work. And it's all beautiful at the same time. So, okay, this here that they're speaking on attraction. Okay, well, I was talking about that the other day, so I can talk about that on another live. But yeah, you have to have the attraction. So that's what I want to share with you, Earth Angels, is to build a stronger relationship in faith and love, and in spirituality. And that's what it is. It's a beautiful sacred marriage. Absolutely. All right. So that was all I have for y'all. And like and subscribe. I checked my what do you call that thing, the YT studio, and I have thousands of people now that is looking at my new subject here. So I'm happy about that, and I'm going to elaborate like even more and more on relationships and your divinity, and your purpose. Nobody can get through life alone. You say that you're alone, but God is with you. And so we just thank Him for, His guidance and His angels